Alright, in this problem they're asking us to simplify an expression, and in order to simplify expressions like this, it's very important that we understand the order of operations. So I've gone ahead and written the order of operations on the right hand side here. So P stands for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, S for subtraction. And our goal here is to work out this problem or to simplify this expression by following this order of operations. So the P, or the parentheses, will go first, and that means that I need to work the parentheses from the innermost parenthesis outward. So you always start with the innermost parenthesis whenever you have nested parentheses like we have in this problem. After that, we'll evaluate the exponents, then we'll tackle multiplication and division. And these are on the same order, which means that we don't really have a preference between these two. We sort of just do whatever comes first as we move left to right in the problem. And that's the same for addition and subtraction. They don't have a preference over one another. We just tackle them as we see them, moving left to right through the problem. So let's start in this problem by working out the innermost parenthesis first. What I prefer to do when I work out a problem like this is to be very careful and only work one step at a time. In other words, I'm literally going to say, what is 5 plus 1? Working the inner parenthesis out, I get 6. And then I'm going to copy everything else, just as it is. It only takes an extra minute or two to do this. So it is better to be careful than to be rushed and end up making a mistake. So I've copied everything down exactly as it was, except for the 5 plus 1 became a 6. Now, I still have parentheses. I have this large parenthesis, so I'm going to tackle that. Remember, you treat the inside of the parenthesis almost like it's its own problem. So once you're inside the parenthesis, you just start thinking about order of operations again, and you say, well, I have some subtraction here, it looks like, and I have multiplication. Well, multiplication will always go first in that scenario, so I'm going to multiply these two numbers first. A negative times a positive, of course, is a negative, and 4 times 6, of course, is 24. I'm going to copy down everything else with that. Alright, so now I have this little bit of parentheses left. There's only subtraction left in the problem. These two numbers have different signs, so I'm going to subtract the two numbers and keep the sign of the larger number. Since 24 is larger, I'm going to have the negative sign from the 24. The difference between 7 and 24 is 17, of course. So I will then have basically 3 times 17 minus 3. Or 3 times negative 17, I should say, minus 3. Now what's left over here is multiplication and subtraction. Again, multiplication will go first, so I'll multiply these two numbers. 3 times 17 is actually 51. And the negative times the positive produces a negative result. Then we have the minus 3 here. And then finally, the last step is to combine like terms here. These are two numbers. We're going to add them together. They have the same sign, so we'll keep the sign and add them together. 51 and 3 make a total of 54. So the final answer is negative 54.